in this circle of love, in this circle of peace. I feel our unity, love, sweet security. I feel our unity, love, sweet security, in this circle of love, in this circle of peace, in this circle of love, in this circle of peace. We have a wonderful service put together for everyone this morning.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to you. We're going to have the most amazing day today. Thanks for being with us. You got your goggles on and your flying suits? Oh, you do look so cool. The birds are going to be smiling. Goggles because we don't have an aircraft. We're free flying. But hey, it's okay because we're not taking our bodies with us. So stick around. We're going to do some things that are going to be fun today.
And good morning. I'm Janet Law, and as Bob said, today we are taking spiritual flying lessons from our chief flying instructor, and we all know Reverend Bob. Today, through the magic of Bob's flying lessons and the music of Leora, Jay, and Linda, we will go into a new consciousness. We will go where only the spiritual masters may go. Then our days will be brighter and our lives freer, and our worlds will be filled with amazing grace. Please join me and let's affirm our oneness with these words. We are now in the presence of pure being and immersed in the Holy Spirit of life, love, and wisdom. And now, leading us in a prayer this morning is board member Marion Dick.
Good morning, God. We're so great to gather together with all our dear souls. And as we remember all of those who are not with us, we ask for guidance and opening and understanding the message that we are about to hear today. And as we do, I am reminded of the words said in the prayer of St. Francis so many years ago. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is discord, harmony. Where there is error, truth. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. And where there is sadness, joy. O divine Master, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive, and it is in pardoning that we are pardoned, and it is in dying to ourselves that we are born into eternal life. And as we say those words, dear God, and take them into us, we hand these prayers and this session over to you, knowing that the words and the lessons that are there for us are already fulfilled and heard and known. And for that, we are eternally grateful. Amen.
as energy fills all forms. You give us this day our physical and spiritual nourishment. You untangle the knots of air that bind us as we also release each other. We don't let appearances make us forgetful of our source. We're born free to act from our highest nature. From your presence comes the glorious harmony of life. Now these words are fertile ground from which our future grows. Amen.
Please come with me now, and let's go into meditation. This will be the first step in our flying lessons today. Because when we go into meditation, we don't go into a place that's solemn. It's not a mortuary. We go into a place of pure joy, lollipops and banana splits and Sundays in the park. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. So join me if you will now. Just breathe gently through your nose. Gently, 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 gently. Let your shoulders relax. Make sure that your feet are flat on the floor, and maybe the lower part of your back is up against the back of your chair. You must know right now that you are protected. You must know that you have been guided every step of the way through your life. And in this instance, let's call life school, because it's all been education. The ups and the downs, the goods and the bads, the talls and the shorts, the fats and the wides, the lonely nights, the joyful days, all have been lessons. Now let's set those aside and just be. Just be who we came here to be, which is joyful children of the Spirit of light. And as you breathe and fall away, fall away, fall away, fall away from all that you know to be true, and just be. And everything goes away except you, the eternal, spiritual you. You are golden. You are golden. You are so pure. Oh, I know you think that you've sinned and that you've hurt others and that you've made mistakes, but that's all water that's flowed under the bridge and gone out to sea. It only remains in your mind, and you can let it go now, because you are forgiven. You are forgiven. This universe blesses you and understands you. There are more than 7 billion of us on this planet, and every one of us have made mistakes and committed what we think of as sins, every one of us. And every one of us went instantly forgiven. Because God is nature, and nature heals everything. Nature heals you now. As you flow now into this beautiful place of spirituality, let yourself go, let yourself fly. Let yourself soar through the vastness of the spiritual sky. You are so golden, you are so golden. You are loved. You are blessed. You are safe. You're safe. And you're free. You're free. You're free and you're safe. You're loved and you're blessed and you're safe and free. And you're free. And your body is completely well, healed, relaxed, blessed. Your body is completely well right now. You are love. You are joy. You are peace. You are peace. Hover there, just hover wherever you're flying. Just hover there and stay in that peace, knowing that you're loved and blessed and safe, being protected, being cared for. Just hover in that place and stay there as you let this soft piano music carry you. And eventually, you will hear the singing of an angel. And when that happens, come back to the sanctuary, but bring this light, happy, free-flowing person back with you. And guard yourself against going into doubt. Know that you're loved and you're blessed and you're safe and you're free. You know, our bodies are held here on the earth by gravity. But you know, there's no gravity over consciousness. When we meditate, when we let go of our physical laws that control our lives, we fly free. So spiritual flying is being without the gravity of mind, The gravity of mind has two meanings, doesn't it? Means the gravity pulling us down, but it also means that our minds can get pretty grave, Grave, grave. But you know, we were born free. Remember that great song, Born Free? We were born free. We weren't born into imprisonment or into slavery. And every step of the way along our lives, people have, because society is built this way. I mean, I'm not making it wrong for anybody. It's just built this way. It's built that tries to control everybody. Well, we think that there's going to be total anarchy unless everybody gets a high school education and 2 or 4 years of college and gets a job job and gets married and has 2.3 kids and has 2 cars in the garage and is a mortgage. And, you know, if you step outside of that boundary, there's something wrong with you. You're not quite normal. And if your sexual orientation isn't exactly heterosexual, then there's something wrong with you. Then there's a missing link somewhere. And if you're somebody that's committed sins throughout your life, what are considered sins by the establishment, then there's something wrong with you, and you have to sort of carry that burden with you. And it loads up. It's like a sack of rocks, isn't it? It's like a sack of rocks, and you have it over your shoulder, and you're dragging it through life, and there's no flying going to happen there. You can't fly with that sack of rocks. You have to let it go. But the question is, do you want to fly? Or do you want to be grounded with your guilt and with your shame and with your obligations and with all that stuff? Or do you want to fly? Do you want to be free? And it's really a choice. And incidentally, if you decide to be free and you decide to fly and you decide to let go of all that garbage that's been pulling you down in your life and all of that internal garbage and those internal messages that keep rolling around in your brain, if you decide to let all that go, you will be contributing to the world around you. I mean, we have a sense, I think sometimes, that if I let go of all my obligations and all this junk that holds me down, then what I'll do is I'll be a useless person. I'll just be useless. But see, that's not who you are. You were born to be a creator, and you are a creator. And what you do when you smile at someone in the grocery store, it's creation. And when you see a child and maybe he fell down and you help him back up, or you help someone across the street, or you open a door for someone, that's creation. You've reached out and touched someone else and created a pathway of spiritual union with that person. And with your cats and dogs and the birds and the deer and the forests and the seas and the whales and the minnows and all the different life forms on the planet, all are one with us. We're all one spirit. And I can tell you that a lot of them fly free. Like many of you know, that for many years I was a free diver. So as a free diver, you know, you practice holding your breath and practice holding your breath. And when I started meditating, I found that I could really expand the time that I could hold my breath, which means the amount of time that I could spend underwater. So I'd like for you to just feel what that's like. I'd like for you to just feel what that's like. If you could hold your breath for a minute and a half, which for a diver is not a long time, but if you could hold your breath for a minute and a half, think of this. Breathe now, and then I'm not asking you to hold your breath, but just go with me as you drive down from the surface underwater into an atmosphere that's just air, but it's thicker than air. And you're now flying. And you're flying through this space. And around you, there are other creatures, and they're like the birds of the air, but they're swimming in this atmosphere with you. And your body is completely free. And you're just soaring down over, and below you, there is a canyon wall, and you can fall over down into that canyon. And you'll see the creatures along the canyon, and the trees growing out of the canyon, and the birds around you, beautiful fish of different colors. And off in the distance, you see a greater form, and maybe it's a shark or a porpoise. And they also are flying. And you're free and you're safe and you're blessed. And everything is perfect. And you're just one with life. And you put your arms back and just hold yourself there and just soar. Not going down, not going up, just drifting over the canyons. And now you decide to go back for a breath and you tip and you look up at that watery sky and you soar softly and gently up into that until you break the surface and take a breath and feel the joy in your life. That's a 1.5-minute dive. That's a 1.5-minute dive. But you know what? I said before that when I learned to meditate, I didn't learn to meditate because it was a spiritual thing. I was this hot dog deep diver and sea captain and the dude. I wasn't interested in spirituality. I learned to meditate because it helped me get down deeper and stay down longer. But what happened is that I no longer now free dive, but I meditate. And because in meditation, I can go into places I never could go when I was free diving. So much deeper, so much more beautiful. Oh, freedom is my true nature. That's here's a message from today's day or yesterday's daily word. Listen to this. I have the power to discover who I am and to think, speak, and act in ways that are in integrity with my spiritual self. Regardless of what shows up in my life, I remain open to opportunities to live from my beliefs and my values. I am free to change my mind about who I am and what I want, need, and believe as I learn and I grow. Every day, I seize the opportunities to remember that there are no chains that bind my spiritual self, my divine identity. Freedom is my true nature. At the level of spirit, I am truly limitless. I feel my innate freedom most fully when I acknowledge that I always have choices about how I experience the circumstances of my life. I celebrate this freedom each time I express myself. Each time I express myself and share my truth with you. So the only filter that we need is love, isn't it? I mean, we have all these filters, these voices that say you shouldn't have, you couldn't have, you should have, you would have, you should, you could, you would. Oh damn, I didn't, I did, I didn't. All those filters. There's only one filter we need, and that's love. Love is a telescope. It's a microscope through which we can see reality as it truly is. We need then to look at the world through the eyes of love. Marcel Proust, in his book, In Search of Lost Time, says, the real voyage of discovery consists not in seeing new landscapes, but in having new eyes. And he goes on to say, the only one true voyage is to possess others' eyes, to see the universe through the eyes of another, of 100 others, to see 100 universes. And each of them sees that each of them is. So why don't we try another brief takeoff and landing together? Please get into flying position. Feet flat on the floor, lower back against the chair. Close your eyes. Now, come with me out of your body into the flight. Into the flight. Free, just floating on the air that we call grace, surrounded and filled with the presence of great Spirit, of Holy Spirit, of nature. You're surrounded by that pure presence, by the sweet vibration of life, feeling that gentle vibration in your soul, knowing that there's nothing now except the vibration which is pure love and pure light. You have no body now. You're only consciousness, eternal consciousness. One with the Creator presence, and you are the Creator presence. Imagine with me then, if you will, that the entire universe around you, all the stars, the planets, the galaxies, the nebulae, all are only made of space. They're truly invisible. Like you, they're made up of that invisible atomic energy that we call grace. And now you are pure grace, drifting, drifting. So when you come back to the sanctuary, can you bring this light spirit with you? Or do you have to leave it out there? Can't you just bring that, because this is truly who you are? And landing strip 1 at the Unity Airport is cleared for you to land. So please come back to the sanctuary hangar and bring this free-flying self with you. What's kept us from being free is our limited viewpoints of reality, our limited self-identities. What if our viewpoints are us looking at life through a soda straw? And how much can we see? But it's true, that's exactly what we're doing, because it's so much more vast than we can even imagine. But our belief systems have us looking through a soda straw of what we call our identity of ourselves and our identity of the world. And it's incredibly limited unless we learn to fly. And you just imagine being a red-tailed hawk. Red-tailed hawk, the most magnificent for me of all the raptors, the most successful of all the raptors. And you look at him and he's up there just hanging on the air, just hanging on the air. So beautiful. And do you know that a red-tailed hawk has to feed its little hawklets in the nest half of their weight in protein, fresh killed protein every day? And it doesn't have a Safeway, doesn't have a credit card or an insurance policy. He or she just gets up out of the nest and opens their magnificent wings and lets the wind of grace carry them up. And then they have, from that angle, they have all these choices. Snake, a lizard, a gopher, whatever. They have all these choices. Let's see, what are the kids like this morning? Oh, shoot, they had a snake yesterday. I guess we'll get a mole. See, they just have all these choices. They don't worry about it. They let God take care of them. Are you less than a hawk? So, can we just tell ourselves that whatever we see, it's only a tiny glimpse of the true reality that is God? Can we just for a little bit let go of those limitations and imagine the vastness of eternity, which is our true home? So here's what we need to be conscious of. When we were children, we thought like children. We're not children anymore, are we? We're adults. We're mature. And we need to think like mature, accountable beings. Childhood was wonderful, but it was limited in seeing ourselves. We were seeing ourselves in a mirror. This is who I am. This is what I am. This is what the world is. Now let's see ourselves in a new way, a larger way, in truth. As vast and unlimited and free as truth is. It'll take a little faith. It'll take a little trust to be able to soar. So let's get our goggles and prepare for takeoff. Feet flat on the floor, lower back against the chair, breathing softly, gently in through your nose, holding it for maybe 3 seconds. Now move your consciousness, yourself, up above the top of your head. Above the top of your head, into that place where there's a beautiful light cloud of pure grace. Go up and be in that place. Just be there. Nothing really matters now. All is neutral. All is flowing energy that's finding its own level. Just be still and soar. Soar and know love. Know that you are love. Feel love as the wind beneath your wings. Be still now and soar. Relax and soar.
I used to think that I could not go on, and life was nothing but an awful song. But now I know the meaning of true love. I'm leaning on the everlasting arms. If I can see it, then I can do it. If I just believe it, then there's nothing to it. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I think about it every night and day. Spread my wings and I fly away. I believe I can soar. See me running through that open door. I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly. See, I was on the verge of breaking down. Sometimes the silence can seem so loud. There are miracles in life I want to achieve. But first it's got to start inside of me. If I can see it, then I can be it. If I just believe it, there's nothing to it. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I think about it every night and day. Spread my wings and I fly away. I believe I can soar. See me running through that open door. I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly.
And I believe I can fly. I know I can fly. And I believe you can fly. But you need to practice, don't you? You need to practice every day, even if it's only for 2 or 3 minutes at a time, because flying is meditating. And we need to get into it. A baby bird doesn't learn to fly until it jumps out of the nest, does it? And the nest we're in is one of our opinions and our beliefs and all of that stuff, the outside pressures and all that stuff. See, the thing of it is that we think that we think that we need to be important. We really do. We think we need to be important in our job, important in our family, important with our friends, important with our country, important in our politics, important in our spirituality or our religion, important. I ask you to please let that go. Stop trying to be important and seek to be valuable. Let importance go and seek to be valuable. And when you do, you can fly. But you do have to practice. And if we know that the power of love is that which holds us up, is that which is the wind beneath our wings, then here's a question. Who do you love? And does that love set you free to fly, or does it bind you? What obligations are embedded in that love that pull it down? Obligations on the one you love. Does it have to be a certain way? Do you have to have certain obligations in order for that to be love? Or do you have obligations that you put on the other person because that's what we think, unless we're obligated, we won't keep this friendship or this love or this family together? That's not love. That's either slavery or it's a partnership with one another of trading obligations. Love has no obligations. Love has no boundaries. Here's a letter to the Corinthians written by a Greek ruler, Sosthenes, and St. Paul. Now, if you want a textbook for your flying lessons, here it is. Just read this with me. If I speak in the tongues of men or of angels, but do not have love, I'm only a resounding gong or a clanging cymbal. If I have the gift of prophecy, and I can fathom all mysteries and all knowledge, and I have a faith that can move mountains, but I do not have love, I'm nothing. If I give all I possess to the poor and give my body to hardship that I might boast but do not have love, I gain nothing. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy, does not boast, it's not proud, does not dishonor others, it's not self-seeking, it's not easily angered, it keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love never fails. But where there are prophecies, they will cease. And where there are tongues, they will be stilled. Where there's knowledge, it will pass away. For we know in part, and we know in prophecy in part. But when completeness comes, what is in part disappears. When I was a child, I talked like a child, and I thought like a child, I reasoned like a child. When I became a man, when I became an adult, I put the ways of childhood behind me. For now I see only the reflection as in a mirror. Then we shall see face to face. Now I know in part that I shall know fully, even as I am fully known. And the greatest of these three remain faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love. And love, my dear, is the wind beneath your wings, the wind beneath my wings. Let's practice our flying lessons every day, as I've shown you, but always, always make sure that the wind of love is lifting you up. Make sure of that. I so love you, and I feel so honored to be able to be with you and perhaps teach you a little bit about flying. And if you'd like to meet fascinating people and have your life uplifted, buy my book, Romancing the Soul, and join us on March 16th when we resume our class, because we're on a little 2-week break right now. You don't have to worry about being late. You'll get it all. Just come on board. Now, this coming Wednesday night, this Wednesday evening, March 9th, I'm going to be hosting an open discussion online. Join me on Zoom or YouTube and bring your friends. The topic will be, how does spirituality work in building stronger relationships? How does spirituality work in building stronger relationships? And if you want the strongest relationships possible, it's going to be an hour and a half of your time to come and learn how to do that. It's going to be really great. 6:30 this coming Wednesday evening. Bring your friends and see how relationships actually are born new in spirituality. This is going to be fun.
We are in the reopening of our Unity of Vancouver at 5840 Oak Street for in-person Sunday services on Sunday, March the 20th. It will be a grand reopening, and we have waited so long. It will be a celebratory service with great musicians, and especially powerful programming to celebrate us all. As I said last Sunday, we at Unity of Vancouver deeply appreciate the patience you have shown and the patience with each other during this pandemic. It has been a rather long and difficult journey for all of us, but now finally we can all be together again. However, we know that some of you may not be fully comfortable quite yet. So rest assured, these services will continue being broadcast on Zoom and YouTube, and they will be at 11 o'clock every Sunday morning. Since the beginning of our history, we humans have gathered in circles to share our wisdom and to live more safely and more efficiently. Unity of Vancouver is honoring this tradition through our spiritual wisdom circles. These are discussions which open to the mastery of spiritual and metaphysical truths. We want you to join us online for just 1 hour on the first and third Saturday of every month and see how your life will become fuller and your self-confidence will grow. Our next spiritual wisdom circle will be Saturday, March the 19th. And now, let's join Reverend Bob in our prayer for protection.
The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. And wherever we are, God is, and all is well. I love you.
Well, this has been another wonderful Sunday together. And I want a big shout out to Linda for joining us this morning. And I look forward to seeing you live in the sanctuary coming up here in the spring. And as Janet said, we're opening on March the 20th. So come and join us. Invite a friend. It's time to get together again and feel that community love. And what do I want to say? A great big shout out to Randy and all the tech team for putting this together this morning. There's always challenges there, and we did a great job. Randy, you did a great job sorting us out. And what else? On March 20th, this is important, Beverly Elliott will be joining the music team along with Nathan as well, Tom Arnson, and Nino Pasquale on drums. So it's going to be a great celebration. So get that on your calendar. It's time to gather again. Bring your mask. We can social distance. Invite a friend. And we'll be seeing you live very shortly in the sanctuary. Let's sing the peace song together. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every breath I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. It's a gorgeous day out there. Have a good one. Happy day blessings.